but let's clap it up. Come on now. Episode 70.
Kendrick just said something weird.
Yes,
of the
sir.
5ASIDE podcast.
Kendrick said something really weird.
72 of the 5ASIDE podcast. Shout out
Yes,
Baltimore.
sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out everybody. What's the area code, Seb? I feel like you would know the Baltimore area code. You close enough.
I don't
That's
know that.
mad far, bro.
No?
It's not close.
Yeah, but
at all.
I know, like, you know,
Must
you
be
got
307
347 here. You
I don't know
got-
Ithaca.
That's 4 hours. He's like 30 minutes on the train.
Nah, but it's still like an hour and a half at least.
Whatever. 607, by the way.
410.
Real Sixers.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
Facts, 410.
My joint bite today.
Seb's here. Hi, guys.
Gabriel, what it do?
Kendrick.
Kendrick, yes, sir. Ski. Shout out Kendrick Lamar as well with that album GNX. Fire. Album of the year.
Facts.
But another amazing episode of the 5ASIDE podcast. We got a lot to get to since the last time that we spoke with y'all. There's a lot of drama going on. We're going to get to the Salah situation.
Yes.
We're going to get to the crazy city downfall that I think we all been praying for. We're going to get into some reaction videos as always. We got some Bundesliga stuff, La Liga stuff. But I'm going to start first by talking to y'all about a proposal that is coming out in terms of updating the way in which refereeing is occurring due to the current and constant issues that have been happening within VAR. So FIFA is hoping to expand their trials of a VAR style coach challenge. So this would be the opportunity for coaches to challenge a decision on the field, similar to something that you might see in basketball or American football, and is not part of the way that VAR is set up. So what they're calling this is Football Video Support, or FVS, as an alternative VAR system, which gives coaches the chance to challenge decisions. This was used at the U20 and U17 FIFA Women's World Cup this year,
Oh, shit.
and was approved for testing by the IFAB in March, and FIFA now wants to expand it to other competitions. So what do we think about the idea of coaches being able to challenge what's on the field? I'll also add that rather than reviews being overseen and controlled only by an official acting as a video assistant referee, FVS gives coaches the chance to make up to 2 challenges per match if they feel an error has been made.
If you get the challenge right, do you get your challenge back?
I could keep looking for that. I
Well,
don't
do you
believe
think
so.
you should get the challenge back?
That's usually how it goes.
That's how it goes. That's
Although
how
in
it works,
basketball,
right?
I don't think it's unlimited.
Yeah,
I
don't
think it's like
should.
you keep, if you charging foul, but I think it's blocking. If I
Right.
get it right, I get to go again, but then after that, it's exhaustive. Otherwise, you
Oh,
can
really?
keep just correcting. Yeah,
Well,
I think
what
there
if,
is a
what if
limit.
you continue to correct and it's correct?
There's still a limit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't like.
Same way you can't VAR everything already.
I don't like there being a limit on how many times I can.
I don't
say-
know if there is a limit, but I would
No,
think
I'm saying I don't like.
and I'm very
there
okay.
being
Gotcha.
one.
I very much assume there would
Like,
be.
what if the other team keeps fouling my players? You're at your limits.
Well,
sir.
the other
What?
thing is this.
Like,
The other thing is this. What is able to be challenged? I don't think a foul would be. I
Right.
think it would be penalties,
uh-huh.
red cards,
Right.
maybe yellow cards, and I can keep digging to see what they're allowed to challenge. Kendrick, thoughts?
I think it's great. I think it's terrific. I think like the more we get rid of the useless, long, overdrawn VAR checks that nobody asked for, the better. Like it should be okay. There's an actual like uproar. Let's go to the television, and it should be only limited instances. Like, oh, you wasted it on your player diving. Sorry, bro.
Mhm.
Now you can't review the actual penalty or the actual offsides that led to a goal. I like it, and it makes it a little more. It makes VAR like a little more fun and
Yeah,
spicy
yeah.
versus like just some annoying amorphous thing that happens with no control over it.
I'm gonna also add this real quick, just in terms of some feedback I got. Even though the U20 and U17 FIFA Women's World Cup were the first experience, both for the teams and the match officials, we feel that the outcome was very positive. We ensured that they were well briefed beforehand, and we conducted a survey with the coaches after the tournament, which showed that FVS was positively received and considered worthy to be used in the future.
Yeah,
Cool.
I wish we heard about it more, honestly, because I would have.
I haven't seen much about it at all. Yeah.
Throw
Cool.
a little flag on the pitch.
I like it. It becomes like a tool instead
Yeah.
of
Exactly.
VAR, which stops the game. Now you have to
Exactly.
actually think about what you're doing.
You
I
gotta
like
be
it.
strategic about it.
I'm with
I
it.
like it. I just think it's important to control it to not occur too much and not get into, because I love the NBA, but one issue is sometimes when you get to those last 2 minutes,
Yeah.
they've been looking at the stats of it too as they've added in the challenge. Last 2 minutes of really close, especially playoff games, it can be 35 minutes.
Yeah.
So as long as we can keep it running smoothly, you can't just challenge everything. It's
Yeah.
not unlimited challenges just because you're getting it right. I think it can be worthwhile because we have seen some crazy issues. Example was the one where VAR legitimately got the offsides wrong, which went against Liverpool. If y'all remember that from last season. And then we had the referee suspended for the video comments he made about Klopp that got released too. So I think that is, and speaking of that, actually another thing that got brought up when I was just kind of looking at some of this referee stuff was, should referees have to give post-match press conferences?
Absolutely.
The way players, coaches, everyone else has to reflect on it. Should referees have to talk about it?
Absolutely.
I get crazy, wow.
Absolutely.
You think so?
Why?
Because you should have to stand by what you did. I think the problem with refs in sports in general is that there's a lot of arrogance that they're just like, they just feel comfortable showing on the field. And I think that actually bothers players way more than players are ever allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
And I think that if refs had to stand up after a game and say, hey, this is why I made this call, there'd be a lot more peace, because refs would be a lot less cocky during games.
Yeah.
And that would solve a lot more issues than we already have right now.
I think on the flip side too, it's just like humanize them more.
Yeah.
Like it would be like, okay, like bro actually is sitting there admitting that he made a mistake, or like he's saying we're getting insight into like his experience on the pitch versus like, oh, fuck this guy, like, and you never hear from him or see from him until there's like a video that leaks of him years later saying doing some crazy shit.
What if refs were mic'd? You know how in the NFL they're mic'd?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Are they?
I feel like I seen that. Didn't they do that in
MLS they might have did that.
Prem? I thought I saw Prem.
Low key was like during one of the international games. Like maybe like during Copa this summer. I feel like they did like
it was during it was during
it
was but not just that, it was the Prem actually, because the factually wrong offsides goal that was not given to Liverpool. He was mic'd up.
We heard them, but the ref didn't have to say to the stadium.
Yeah, we're talking about like the
decision. I thought you meant mic'd up for afterwards.
I'm talking about like,
okay, got you.
I feel like everyone in the crowd.
My dad makes fun of that. He always says, like, what is this guy telling me that they're ordering Taco Bell for the stadium?
It's cringe. It's cringe.
Nah, that's a bit much.
I feel like it would be hella cringe in soccer. Bro.
No, they've added it in soccer.
Yeah,
they definitely have. I've seen it. I do
They
think sometimes the crowd is confused, or on the TV you can be like, wait, what's the call? Because just the point and the hand gesture is not always enough.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
But not the whole thing. They're like, yeah. They do it in the NBA too.
Jog to the booth.
Word. And in the NBA too, they're always like leaned over looking into the TV camera. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's true. And the camera angle is always weird.
Word.
Yeah. It's like to their side.
That's so funny. Oh man. Another thing going on. Well, I guess speaking of Liverpool, another like little bit of drama going on has been Mo Salah, who first off, he's balling out. I know we just posted a graphic about is he world class from Troy Deeney saying he's not. Salah is one of the best players the Prem has ever seen. Let's get that clear. Both from how he plays, the trophy now, and statistics.
Listen, man.
But he is up. His contract is up at the end of this season with Liverpool, and he's been much more vocal about this than he's really been vocal with the press in general ever in his career.
Yeah.
Because obviously you do have to do the the post-match press conferences with the media, but you don't always have to stop in that kind of exiting tunnel. And he's only ever done it, I think this was the second time in his career where he made a decision to speak up about the contract and say, yeah, no, like, pretty much if they're not going to give me what I need, then I'm not going to, be with the team. I don't want to misquote him, but essentially he was saying that there's a chance for me, like, I'll leave if it's not figured out.
I think he literally said, I'm more out than in.
More out than in. That's what he said. I'm more out than in. And
that's crazy.
He said that. What'd he do? Scored against City. He played really well against Real Madrid. He also had the assist for the first goal against City. And then Carragher, who you're about to show, who was a former Liverpool legend, was very, very upset about it. So the question is he being selfish?
I am very disappointed with Mo Salah.
Why?
That interview last night after the game, and it comes out today. Liverpool have got Real Madrid midweek and they've got Manchester City at the weekend. That's the story for Liverpool right now. And Mo Salah, we're all quite aware, certainly the local reporters are in Liverpool, that in the 7 years he's been at the football club, he's stopped in the mix zone twice, which is right, which is absolutely fine. But he decided to stop for the third time away at Southampton on the back of winning Liverpool the game and putting that out. Now, the most important thing for Liverpool Football Club this season is not the future of Mo Salah. It's not the future of Virgil van Dijk, and it's not the future of Trent Alexander-Arnold. The most important thing is Liverpool winning the Premier League. That is more important than any of those players. And if he continues to put comments out, or his agent keeps putting cryptic tweets out, that's selfish. That's thinking about themselves and not the football club.
I disagree because if he's playing this well, they've won all but like 2 matches all season, top of the Prem by 9 points, 11 over City, dominating in the Champions League, just beat my boys. Like, what more do you want from Salah this season? I don't know. I don't think it's selfish.
I think it's selfish.
Well,
I think
says,
it's like
he says,
Because it's not hurting the team.
He
for 5
says
points.
he goes up to the media. He says, "I haven't gotten a contract from them.
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like I'm more out than in."
And he did say post the City match as well.
it's never that black and white.
I will say this though, post the City
You know
match. Post the City match, he reiterated, oh yeah, no, I did think this could be my last time at Anfield versus Man City. So in another interview, he's saying he was saying that,
Bro,
yeah,
and this for me just feels like it's like unnecessarily drama.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, bro, we know like you're the most valuable player on the team. We know what you bring to the city of Liverpool. We know what you've done. There's no need to bring like the extra attention to it. The Liverpool fans are already like scrambling, hoping that you stay.
Mhm.
Don't make it like Carragher said, just don't make it more about you than it already needs to be.
That's
So-
fair. That's fair. What do you say to someone that takes it out of the context of sports and just talks about it from the context of a man trying to secure a contract for his job?
I mean, like,
Like he's the best employee at this.
I'm also
company.
seeing what he's
but you're not
demanding. 'Cause I
going
know
to
he
go on
wants a
Twitter.
lot of money.
That
I'm
person's not
looking
going
it
to
up.
go on Twitter. And
Well,
be
what
like,
if there's leverage? There's different types of leverage. There's
Yeah.
different types of industries. His leverage is he's able to talk to the media. So, what do you
Yeah.
make of someone who is actually the best employee at a company who isn't getting?
I'll put it like this: it's selfish. Selfish doesn't always mean you're doing the wrong thing,
right? Yeah, yeah. I
But
agree.
he's clearly saying like, I care more about my contract
Yeah, it's true.
than like the state of this club
It
or
is
like
definitely
just like the
Yeah.
perception of this
It's
club.
self-viewing.
Yeah,
We can say that.
it's
yeah.
like I care. This is more important to
Yeah,
me right
it's
now.
true. It's true.
Take it how you will.
Troy Deeney said he's not world class.
Yeah, it's insane.
He wants a. Let's see. I'm saying he
I
wants.
mean, I low-key get the point that he was making about Vinny,
Okay.
like saying that it's
He-
okay to be like, I prefer my son or my kid, whatever, to look up to Vinny and play more like Vinny than like Salah. Not that I think they play that differently, but to say he's not world class is just like, all right, you just trying to get some buzz, bro.
Yeah, what's going on?
I was just looking for the amount. So I know he wants a little bit of a longer term contract, which
Makes
is
sense.
debatable for a sporting decision with him being 32. Although I think his game has aged exceptionally well. Yes,
Right.
he's still quick, but it's not really just about pace. So I think that's where some of Liverpool's hesitance is.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the exact amount per week he wants, but it's Liverpool has bread, but they don't have the bread of City, United,
yeah.
and some of the other really rich teams. Surprisingly, in England, I think it's around 300K a week, which would be Liverpool breaking the bank for that. And obviously, Paris can pay it, Saudi Arabia can pay it, but for Liverpool, I believe it would be the highest weekly contract they've had, and he is getting a little bit older.
Yeah.
But he's world class. He's one of the best Premier League players we've ever seen.
Mhm.
Statistically, what he's done from the right wing is unbelievable. Both of the goals, assists, and just I think his game has aged very well. It's not just about pace. You saw the ball that he put in
Yeah.
for the assist.
And
He's playing great. He's
just from a
best player in the Prem right now for sure.
from a tactical perspective, his new manager Arne Slot plays a much slower game than Klopp plays.
He does way
So,
more controlled.
It's not like you need pacey Salah up on the wing. Like he can be controlled, take
Yeah.
his time, receive the ball, turn, shoot, top left. Like he can do that.
Yeah.
So
Someone made a good point too. Peak Salah this year, next year, even if he falls off after that, is worth the 3-year contract.
Mhm.
Because in these next 2 seasons,
Yeah.
y'all can get at least one Prem.
Yeah.
Maybe another UCL or another deep
Yeah.
run or 2 Prems. When's the last time Liverpool won back-to-back Prems? Literally maybe the 70s or something like
well,
that.
I think
So-
speaking of Prem,
Oh, yeah.
and
Lead it off.
I think we have an amazing fall off occurring in the Prem right now,
Oh yeah.
and we have to discuss it.
This is crazy.
So, do you know how many has 7
They are,
games?
yeah, winless in 7.
Manchester City is winless in 7 matches.
yeah.
First time in Pep Guardiola's career.
They have
Let's
lost
fucking go.
6 in a row. Or, excuse me. 7 of the matches have been losses. And the one draw, they were up 3-0 in the Champions League
Yeah.
to, was it Feyenoord?
Yeah.
And conceded 3 in the last 15, 20 minutes?
Really easy.
I mean, that's unbelievable, bro. And I think it was the first ever, not even Real Madrid has scored 3 goals that late in the Champions League for a comeback. That's how much of a collapse it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it from a team this good. That just is fresh off winning their 4th straight title. I've never seen peak Barca do this, peak Madrid, peak Bayern, peak whatever team in any league. I have not seen just, and I know Rodri's out and they have some other injuries. And as good as he is, you should not be losing this many matches.
Seven
The Bournemouth
games
loss,
winless is
2 losses to Tottenham in a 2-week span.
one is 4-0, bro.
One is, and we
Pretty
watched
sure-
it. Shout out
pretty
Cafe Rizzoli. It was a great watch party.
They either
Like,
drew or lost to like Bournemouth as well.
they lost to Bournemouth,
Yeah, and I think
And they lost to Brighton.
too. Yeah, it's like, come on.
and they lost to Liverpool, and they lost to Tottenham twice. It's bad. It's really,
it's
really
an
bad.
interesting. It's an interesting state of hate watch for me.
It's peak for me.
I feel like
It
for
gets
me,
better every week.
You starting to feel bad? You going, oh,
bro, 'cause I
You
feel
feel
like I
No,
feel like
they have too many trophies for me to feel bad.
Can't feel bad.
let me get my point.
Please.
I feel like in the beginning I was very happy. Like first 2 losses, I was like, yeah, like more so because I'm like, I want Chelsea to move into that top 3 spot, which they're
Y'all
sitting
are.
in 3rd
Y'all
place
look
right
good,
now.
bro.
Shout out to the Blues. But now I feel kind of bad, bro, because I'm like, I don't feel bad for the club at all. I just feel bad for Pep.
Scratching his head. and shit.
Scratching his head.
Yeah.
He getting scratches on his nose. He making weird jokes about self-harm. I'm like, he looks like he's losing it. And I feel
Crashing
like
out.
when like we all know people who are like incredibly competitive
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
will stay up all night thinking about what they did wrong and like kind of beating themselves up. And I feel like he's the type of dude that's like actually like going through it right now, like personally.
Yeah.
And I know people will laugh and joke about it, whatever. Like in the sport of soccer, like I'll laugh and joke about it. But when I see him, I'm like, damn. I
You
feel
think it's
kinda
that
bad.
serious, Tim?
Yeah, low key.
Did you see his
Or
head,
I
brother?
did, but or
It is quite serious.
wait for it, or is he so sick and so obsessively competitive? He likes the idea that he's now the underdog, and when he wins, it'll mean even more.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Nah.
I thought you were gonna say that he scratched his head on purpose, like
Oh.
to scare us.
That's crazy.
Is he
PR.
so sick?
the moment
Nah, but I think he might be so like competitive. He's like, nah, I want to lose. I want y'all to see this. And now I'm gonna come back in. Not literally that he wants to lose, but like you saw in the match, he kept raising up the 6.
Yeah.
I have 6 prems.
He might be like evil villain type. That
I think he's kind of.
like,
Do you think
like
he's?
setting it up?
Do you think he's
but it
kind of?
didn't.
I don't know.
It didn't give me like. It didn't give confidence. It gave like the Liverpool crowd was chanting like you're gonna get sacked in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
And he was like, and it was giving like you didn't have like the cool thing would have been if you didn't respond.
Yeah.
The fact that he responded was giving off like he feels a little vulnerable right now. He has to respond.
I think.
I don't know. He's
you know what it is,
he's in
though?
a bad place.
I
bro.
actually think losing to Liverpool. I mean, they're phenomenal right now.
Yep.
Best team in the world right now.
Yep.
I think the draw to Feyenoord was worse. I think that was way worse.
Obviously.
And that's when we saw the scratch. That press conference, he did not look okay.
It's a defensive
After Liverpool, I
collapse.
think he's almost laughing. Like, I think he's kind of laughing like, yo, everything I've won, everything I've done. This is kind of insane, bro. What's going on?
No, it has to feel
Um,
weird. Like,
but
it
like-
has to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's not like they had, sometimes you just playing away to all these super tough teams. Bro, again, Bournemouth,
Yeah.
Brighton, like,
Feyenoord. Yeah.
Feyenoord draw. But how do they fix it? What's the issue?
Bro, I don't know. It's actually jarring to watch.
Bro, the
I'm just
drop off of Phil Foden from last season to this
Yeah,
season,
it's Holland too. Bro.
crazy. The drop
They
off
can't
of
get
Haaland
Holland the
recently.
ball. They
And he
get him
can't
the
get
ball.
involved if he can't get the ball.
They can't get him the ball,
KDB, I know he got injured, but he is a complete shell of himself right now.
Yeah.
The wingers are just so
Even- yeah.
basic and
Yeah.
boring and robotic and cut, pass back, cut, pass back, which is when I say that robotic system of Pep, when you don't have the individual brilliance, it's not. And then defensively, they're just open.
Yeah.
Like, you want to open through ball? All right. Keeper not saving nothing. The fight's not there. They're not winning balls in the air. Like, at least have the fight.
But
and
they were
lose.
never a team that had fight. That's the thing.
I disagree. Their defense when they won the UCL with Akanji and those guys.
That's
and
not.
Ake.
even just watching Kyle Walker, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like in previous seasons,
Oh, he be.
I feel like he was a dog, bro. Like
disagree.
he's
I
tracking back,
Fight.
he's
Kyle
winning back
Walker?
every ball.
If I can go
Yeah.
to one person on City,
Yeah,
Kyle
you're kind
Walker.
of wilding. You're kind
I
of
disagree.
I'm not cooking right now.
I'm not. Let me explain myself properly. Like, there's certain like Real Madrid is a club that has fight. Like it's a passionate like obsession with winning that
Okay.
doesn't come from a belief that tactically you're superior, but more so that like your team is honestly just like almost like I don't know how to.
It's
how to-
aura. It's
I
aura.
understand what you're
I
saying.
don't
For
wanna
lack
use
of a
that
better
word.
term, it's
I understand
literal
what you're
aura.
saying.
Yeah.
It's like
You're,
we-
you're
it's in
just
the
a
club-
better collective.
yeah, we are a better collective based on how much we fucking want to win this game.
Yeah.
That has never been City's vibe.
Yeah.
And so when you start losing games, you can't really tap into that vibe because you never had it. So it's
Yeah.
not like,
You low key cook.
you see what I'm saying? It's not like,
Kind of. But what year was it? The year they chased down Liverpool and went on a crazy run. Even last season, they've had fight in a Premier League title race is more what I'm saying.
chasing down Liverpool felt more like Liverpool dropping the ball than City catching them, if you know what I mean.
That's fair.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah. I just mean more. They know how to get those crazy title-winning matches. How did City win? They've been able to do that in their time. That's kind of what I'm saying. But
all I'm saying is
it's crazy.
Pray for Pep, bro.
Pray for Pep. Let me see real quick who City's
for
playing
Pep,
next.
bro.
Don't play nobody tough.
I wonder if he is like even
have-
enough.
Nottingham Forest at home on Wednesday. Y'all gotta
Nottingham
win.
Forest, and then they have
Nottingham
Crystal
not
Palace.
doing poorly.
and then they have United the week after. The
Yeah.
United.
Our last watch party of the year.
Nottingham
And they're
not
away
doing
to
poorly.
Juve. What do you think about that one?
They're cooked.
Away to Juve is interesting.
They're-
You think they're gonna... Bro, are they in trouble?
Is that like tomorrow?
No, next week.
Oh.
They play Nottingham Forest this Wednesday.
Oh yeah, mid-game weeks. I mean,
What do you think about away to Juve?
games?
Because Juve be like this. You never know with Juve.
Away to Juve could probably go like 0-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I think
They might need to
I think
win.
they'll beat them, bro.
We'll see.
They're vulnerable. They're like their butt cheeks are just hanging out right now, just waiting, bro.
Just waiting. That's super crazy. Yeah,
Hey,
funny
man.
as hell.
So to set this up, this is a match once again in Argentina. A Argentinian player has just finished playing the match, and he hands his shirt, his match-worn shirt, to a fan in the stadium.
Okay.
And this is what ensues.
Well, now it went back. Okay.
Nasty.
Passion. Oh,
First of all, the fact that the lady's beating this little kid is
Yeah.
hilarious.
he's like 10.
He's like,
Oh.
please, senora.
She got that big ass bag.
She said, please, senora.
Security don't look tough at all. I ain't gonna
Security
lie.
look fly as hell. What the fuck
Yeah,
is
that
that?
shit hard.
Security shirt. Hey, yo.
Oh, he's praying for that.
Nah.
Give him his damn thing.
The lady next to her is like, yo, I didn't ask for none of this, bro.
Literally, that's grandma. And why you got a mask on your chin? Yeah. This is crazy as hell. Did she give it back? She don't give a fuck. Wow.
Never give it back.
Bro,
I would
don't take
feel-
that from the kid.
I would feel hella awkward.
What's wrong with you? You gotta shame her,
I
bro.
would- if I was the lady next to her, I would do the same thing. I would just be like,
I'm shaming her. I'm shaming her. Get the kid.
Right?
Just get the kid.
Right.
Crazy, man.
I,
Because it went to the kid.
Oh?
She jumped in.
I don't know.
You a grown woman,
So?
a child. It's not even a fair fight. You a grown woman.
They both grabbed it, bro.
All right. A player gives you a jersey. There's a
Alright,
little
it's
kid
different,
next to you.
It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different.
Nah.
It's different from
You gonna
me.
see Kendrick at MLS Cup doing that?
You don't know.
with
Maybe she was.
Edwin's
Maybe she was
jersey?
trying to bring that back to her kid, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, then he should have been at the game.
Bro, they couldn't get him into.
She was fighting for the
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
They couldn't get him into the game,
Yeah,
bro.
all right, bro. Whatever. You gotta have a sob story to do that. You gotta have a sob story.
Facts, facts.
Speaking of Argentina, should we
Yes.
talk about the influencer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Set
I don't even know if we need to find a video
No, we
or
don't.
anything
We
for
don't.
it.
We don't.
Jesus.
Do we need, let me find the team name. Influencer plays in Argentina soccer game. This is
I got it, I
crazy,
got it.
so-
I got it.
I found it too.
You want to set it up? Go
Yeah,
for it. So I can pull up the Bundesliga stuff after.
I got you. And accept all. So this is pretty crazy. There was some backlash in the Argentinian first division after a club started an influencer in a top flight match. So this is the first division of Argentina, the country of the reigning World Cup winners. An influencer played for the opening minute and then was immediately subbed off, obviously as a publicity stunt to be able to get extra people to, view the team, view this incident. Because honestly, why would we be talking about it if it wasn't for that? And his name is, he is a social media influencer named Ivan Buhajurik. I do not know where he's from. Better known as Spreen. And yes, he started an Argentine league match despite having never played professionally. And the stunt, as you can imagine, has angered football players and fans. I believe this was against a team that was coached by Juan Verón, if I'm not mistaken, who is a former Argentina national team player who's obviously very passionate about the sport. And he said it was like absolute disgrace. I saw some people on the CBS Sports Golazo talking about it, one of them being of Argentinian descent as well, saying it's an absolute disgrace to that top flight. Especially, again, coming from the reigning World Cup champions, to have your top flight have an influencer play for even a minute. So, thoughts on that type of shit going on?
Yeah, there's no place for that in football.
That's crazy.
If I'm gonna be on some old head shit about one thing, it might be that, bro. That's just like, it's weird.
It's crazy.
And it's like the league knows that that's gonna, like, everybody knows it's gonna tarnish their reputation a little bit. Like, it's gonna make a little joke of like the league or of the team in specific. So it's just like, was it worth the press? Because it probably wasn't good press.
And it's fleeting press.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna now watch their next game to see.
Yeah,
like, it's
more
fleeting
like,
press.
It's more like,
Y'all are some old heads.
It's more like, oh, everybody's clowning.
Well, I'm saying from a tactical standpoint, I think it is fleeting press. Are you gonna now watch their next 3 matches because you saw that they did a public stunt?
You're gonna sit here and be like, this is the future of sports.
Not y'all,
guys.
but my little brother for sure.
Okay.
My little brother find it hilarious. Can you imagine?
Sure.
But
I'm
but
sure
how many
a
things
lot of people
does the
thought it was
internet
funny.
find hilarious and then move on to the next thing?
Yeah, but
Everybody already stopped saying demure.
He's not tapping into
Everybody already. I don't see no girl saying demure anymore already. Look how quick that was.
I'm sorry. Is your point that the internet moves on quickly?
So what does it do
Yes.
for the team?
No, it's not about the team. It's about guys. What the fuck? It's about gaining fans. Like
Yeah, but
but we're saying you're not gonna get any.
no one cares that much. Yo, this is crazy, bro.
no, guys.
You think that gains the
Of course.
I'm saying,
course.
where's the fan gain? It's the same way if
Okay,
you do
so-
one stunt,
All right, let me
you're
explain.
not your
So this, first of all, this is not their first stunt. They're a stunt team. Like
Oh
they're
my god.
so for
that
example,
works for them. Like,
I fuck with stuff like this personally.
We know you do,
sure,
bro.
sure,
they're
sure.
Adidas. They wear Adidas jerseys. They have no agreement with Adidas. They bought blanks, put the Adidas logo on it, put their jersey on it. This is like the type of shit that they do.
Okay.
Their stadium doesn't have is not up to standard. So sometimes they'll rent out like the municipal stadium in the city and then bring and like tell fans to go to the wrong stadium while their team is playing at the right one. Like they do stupid shit. And for 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, it's funny. They're like kind of a trolley type team. And to be honest, they're not even doing that bad. I think, hold on. Riestra standings, Argentina. Listen, they're 13th out of 28 teams. So,
nice.
okay,
The
you can
13th
bring on
place.
streamers, but why are you complaining when you're in 28th, 27th, 26th, 25th? They're in 13th place in the Argentinian league doing bullshit,
To be-
winning games.
To be fair, it's very possible that I'm undervaluing the influence of like said influencer. Like maybe him,
Yeah.
maybe just his presence got a bunch of 13-year-olds to click the follow button.
I assume he's
No, I know he's going to
He's
be
huge.
extremely popular to bring him on the team.
Yep.
But is that going to create lasting? Is it a long-term thought process in doing something like that?
to market a team. The first thing you have to do is get people to know the name of the team. Now, a bunch of kids in Argentina know Riestra, and we're talking about Riestra on this podcast. So maybe one person from this video goes and clicks on the Riestra Instagram. Maybe they see a couple other things they like. They follow the team.
It's fair.
Now you've gained a follower. You've gained a follower.
It's fair.
Now, if your content continues to interest this person, maybe you've gained a fan.
That's fair. I understand.
But
That's how it
I've
works.
been-
That's
I've
how you
been-
market to
I've been
13-year-olds.
converted.
you
I've
could
been
also
converted.
do content with a streamer that's not having them play in a professional match.
Yeah, but I'm
And one of the most passionate
I'm gonna click on
and
the bullshit
talented-
first.
Yeah, but
I'm
they
sorry
can
to
do-
say, I'm gonna
Of course,
click on the
but they
bullshit
can
first.
do all types of bullshit that doesn't involve you taking on the field, of which all these millions of kids in Argentina dream of earning a spot on
Hey, he earned a
for
spot.
that.
I'm sorry, he earned a spot. I despise
through his footballing
Yes, bro, he
talent.
earned a spot. No, through his influence, he earned a spot. He earned
Is
a
that
spot.
good for the sport? Because
In my
is it a
opinion-
celebrity game? No,
Hey, boxing.
that's what celebrity
Hey.
games are for.
Hey,
Is that
boxing
good
has
for-
been saved by celebrities due to the fact that kids have the shortest attention span in the world,
This is a-
and all they
it's an
care about
interesting
is
topic.
seeing their influencers fight each other. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
but it
say,
can
bro.
burn
I'm
out
sorry
too,
to
'cause
say.
no one liked the fight.
You're
the
about
best
to-
fight in that was the actual boxing fight of the two women
You can
beforehand.
say no one liked the
Sedano
fight.
was robbed.
You
Sedano
can say
was robbed.
no
Boric got
one
big time.
liked the fight, but what I'm gonna tell you is who watched what fight.
Of course, the numbers are insane.
But
But
if numbers game, bro.
But but the product also has to live up to it. Kai's numbers are because he's funny as hell for 30 straight days, not cutting the camera. If it wasn't good content, people don't keep coming. So you can get your numbers and get your spike, but to maintain, there has to be a level of quality. So I'm saying from a long-term strategy for the team, is this gonna work? We'll see. I don't think it's a good idea to have. I don't think they should be doing that.
Okay.
God forbid you earn a position on the team, bro.
Yeah.
Or shout out the guy in Germany who's an influencer who earned his spot on like a second division team, whatever it was. That's cool.
Yeah.
Speed. What about Speed?
No, that's just him and Spreen. He has 5.4 mil on IG.
Nah, it's not even that crazy, bro.
5.4 mil.
For Argentina.
Crazy? No, it's not crazy.
For Argentina.
It's very good, but it's not crazy.
You're hating. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah, that's some hate.
You're hating.
That was some hate.
He's
shit. I'm
Argentinian.
sorry.
For influencer,
He's not
5 million is
American.
crazy.
He's not from this.
Nigga.
That's fair. That,
When is 5 million?
you know,
not-
there's 1 million people with 1 million followers now on IG.
Yeah, but bro,
It could be better, bro.
now we know there's people with more
to
followers.
take a professional in Argentina, you know how crazy of a stunt that is? At least say this nigga's got 35 or something, bro. That's such an insane risk. Now
Why
think how much
you-
every other team hates you. I just don't think it's good.
crazy. It's
They're
crazy.
not doing shit to be loved by other teams, though. That's not their mentality. They don't give a fuck about
Well,
other teams' fan base.
If it affects you though,
Followed by
Other-
CBS Sports Collab.
which is funny because they was shitting on him crazy.
Yeah, now they probably about to collab with him now. Bring him on the show.
You know?
Not the way Nico was talking about him.
I disagree. I disagree with this rhetoric. Like, at the end of the day,
Okay, what do you think? How do you think it feels for the passionate, talented player who's just trying to make his way and feels like, damn, that's actually a spot.
it probably sucks. But we're about to complain over one spot. The guy came on for 5 minutes.
No, of course.
Nigga,
but-
like, shut up. Like, actually. Like, he came on for 5 minutes, and he is influencing that club to make money. At the end of the day, professional athletes play for
Maybe.
clubs so that clubs can profit.
Maybe because it probably cost them a lot. Because I know he getting his bag with that 5.4 million.
Again,
He getting the
at
bag.
the end of the day,
So
they
you
did
make
some.
bag.
They did. What you're saying, like, okay, they probably didn't profit off of it.
No, I'm literally actually forget even opinions. It's forget opinions on if he should play or not. Long-term strategy, I don't know if this is really gonna help.
Bro, this
But we'll
this
see.
is the future of sports. Unfortunately, if
You think
if
team
you-
sports?
We're unks, basically.
If you feel the way that you feel, this is the future of sports.
I
the
don't
fucking
think. I
speed
don't
and-
think team sports. I don't think team.
Speed and
sports.
Ronaldinho are about to do some nonsensical
Fire.
massive tournament.
I love that.
That will only slowly start to trickle into the professional leagues more and more and more and more.
I
Like
concur.
that is where it's going.
I think we'll see more celebrity official
Like, have you heard
competitions.
you heard of Kings League?
Fire, yeah, I love
Okay.
it.
Kings League
The
will
big three was huge
Exactly.
against the NBA. Not
These
against
things
the NBA,
will
but
continue to
I think
seep
so.
their way into professional sports because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. And,
I
and-
disagree. I think they're going to be separate, which is
Nah.
actually more valuable for them, probably.
no, because at the end of the day, streamers are competing with sports for views.
Yeah,
So
but I'm
they're
saying
gonna
if you
merge.
have the leverage, you create your. Okay, watch this. Logan Paul and KSI making Prime
Yep.
is much more powerful than just having a crazy Gatorade sponsorship. So
Agree.
I'm saying I agree with you in terms of where sports is moving, all sports, but I think they're going to set it up in their own separate entity with ownership rather than let me just hop onto the existing thing. You're going to have more leverage creating your own situation always. That's why Ice Cube started the big three. He's not like, let me do an NBA 3v3.
But these are people with visionary mindsets who want to be entrepreneurial. At the end of the day, someone like Spreen, who doesn't necessarily have the platform or
of course, it takes time.
the innovation to create his own company, will just take a bag from Riestro in Argentina to play for them for a little bit, and this will just bro.
You think, okay, I see what you're saying.
At the end of the day, like the more Kai Cenat, I have what 750,000 subscribers in a month.
Yeah.
Those are people that should be watching NBA games, NFL games. These are kids that should be becoming fans of sport.
It's
that are not.
debatable that they're separate though.
I'm not saying that they're not separate. I'm saying their eyes are not watching an NFL game. At the end of the day, their eyes are not watching the ads. They're not.
Oh,
Bro,
ads,
they're not.
ads
The-
is true.
At the end of the day, the
Ads is
NFL is on TV so that in between NFL in
Of
between
course, yeah,
downs,
that's what
they
TV
can put
deals are
their
for.
like Postmates ad,
Yeah,
their Uber Eats ad, this and that, and the
Absolutely.
third. Those kids are not watching
The ads.
TNT because they're watching Kai. So there has to be a merge, and that's what the merge is.
But if ratings are also up, you can't say that they're not watching the sports too.
You said ratings are up.
I'm saying if ratings are up for whatever
I'm not talking about
league,
ratings. I'm talking about viewership being in a different place. Viewership is watching streamers.
Oh, Nielsen ratings are a system that measures the popularity of television shows, radio programs, and newspapers in the United States. Watch this. Nielsen meters are attached to televisions to record which channel is being watched. Buttons on the meters record which person in the household is watching the program. Popularity is measured on viewership.
Shout out to the future of sports. Shout out to all the people that have made it this far through this foolish discussion.
It was foolish. I agree.
I think Seb.
And I'm
has
wrong.
I think Seb has a little
I know.
something for us.
Okay. RB Leipzig has put out probably one of the most interesting jerseys I've seen in a minute.
I
And our
love it.
friends in the Bundesliga would like us to look into this and rate this jersey. So it is what seems almost like a velour, velvet, red royal with these gold accents on it. Here's Xavi Simons with the almost like stage like theater like curtain drop in the background, which almost feels like what the shirt is made out of. What would you guys rate this kit out of 10?
Is this lifestyle or is this like
Match.
supposed to be match one?
First ever football jersey made of velvet.
Interesting.
10 out of 10. I love the material. I love the color. It's elegant like a wine. You know what
It
I'm
is
saying?
ugly like a wine.
Beautiful. I love the gold accents too. I think it's going to be a timeless kit as well. Something that's not just looking good today, but in the future, or it could have been from the past. Super creative, and I think they executed it really well. Now, if they had a crazy design and were doing a bunch of other stuff, I think it would have looked a little nuts.
I agree.
If you did like zigzags with the velvet and then with the hand, I think it would have been a bit messy. But to have it really sleek like that with the gold tint, I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like this on the pitch. I think they're really capitalizing on just like the intersection of soccer and fashion. And this is something now that people will be able to wear when they're playing and just in everyday life. So
Agreed. I want to see it on the field, but also like lifestyle wise, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I'm curious is how breathable or what they
That's a good
did to
question.
make it a breathable velvet to be worn and have the players feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It
exactly.
looks like the interior. Hold on.
It's different material. So the lining on
Yeah.
what they feel on their body is something different. That would make sense. I don't know though, because the back neck, that looked
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
very interesting.
Interesting. Though.
I'm sure they tested it, so
Yeah.
shout out them. I mean, listen, Red Bull's always doing innovative stuff, especially Leipzig, so that's dope.
So it's been a week of like interesting Bundesliga fashion, like accessories and stuff. One of the things the Bundesliga highlighted this week was all the different like custom cleats that players in the Bundesliga have. So you have Xavi Simons with his like Xavi King on the back, his Puma cleats. Harry Kane, the Skechers. He has his name, the England flag, and he has like
Kids?
his family and his like his kids on it. Julian Brandt has his nickname
Did I say Ghana on it?
Chaka.
Chaka.
Oh, okay. It looked like the Ghanaian flag.
Thomas Muller has the Bayern like
Mia
motto,
Samia.
Mia
Yeah.
Samia on it. El Bilal,
His name, yo.
his name, flags. So like the question for me is when you guys are customizing cleats, when you guys were customizing cleats in the past, what is something that you feel like should go on cleats? Like what is something that you guys would want on your cleats to represent you? Is it a flag? Is it like your family? What like if you can put something on it, what would you guys do?
I think the flag is a big one.
Mhm.
It always adds just like a pop of color and something like a little bit of contrast to the actual boot itself.
Yeah.
Then nicknames is mad cool too. Like if you have a nickname that you grew up with or that you got just from playing soccer in general, to actually put that on the cleat is hard. And then the only other thing I add is like your number.
Numbers fire.
Yeah. Like
And not just number, but like the acronym with it. So like
Yeah.
CR7 is probably who pioneered that.
yeah.
You
facts.
saw that on the Nike boot. So I really like that a lot of them are doing like, what is this, AT3?
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, I think when you have the acronyms of your, first and last name, first letter, number, and the flag, that's like the traditional thing we used to do on like Nike.com type vibes.
Yeah. Facts.
It's cool when you do it for the club as well. I like
Yeah,
that. Like
that's
the Mia
impressive.
San Mia
Yeah.
is cool. I like the dedication to the kids from Kane.
Yep.
Something at home, to kind of feel like you're playing for them. So that's really cool.
And I think there was a period where players were like having artists like customize their cleats even
Yeah.
more so, like putting designs, flowers, like rainbows. There was one guy that had like a ton of lightning bolts on his cleats. I think we'll be able to find the photos, but like I think we should bring that back to like an extra customization of cleats is like one of the cooler things.
Agreed.
Yeah, fuck with it. Very tough.
Okay, so again, guys, last week we talked to you guys a little bit about this new initiative that we're doing with La Liga. They have a really cool and I'll say different fantasy app than other leagues. Their fantasy app allows you to almost have a team and be a real-time manager of the team in a different way than I feel other leagues tend to do it. You get started off with 100 million credits and a team of 14 random players. So your team essentially comes into your phone the way that it is. You enter a league, our league, the 5-a-side league, and from there, what you're able to do is buy, sell players based on how they're doing for different credits and for different amounts. You can have release clauses so that other managers can come in and buy your players from you, but you have to make sure that you set the numbers right because you don't want to lose your best players. And the important thing is that when you're buying these players, teams can actually bid with you. So it depends on whether or not you go 50, 51, 52, 53, and at the end of the week, you may get the player or your opponent may get the player, but it depends on how many credits you have left. Guys, I'm curious if you guys looked at the docket, things that you're interested in. You can even ask me questions if you want based on your understanding of the league.
So one thing, so the price is only dictated based off of the bidding process.
So
There's no flat fee.
there is an initial flat fee.
Okay, initial flat fee.
Once I have the player
Now
and
we
I
can
put them
change
on the market and I put
Yeah.
the player back on the market, then a bidding war begins.
it. Okay, starting at that initial price,
Starting at the initial price, that
which is
I-
based on their ratings.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, then I'd have to say Lamine Yamal has to be the best bang for your buck, being that he's only rated at an 81 compared to the top in the league being considered a 90. Thinking how good he is already, statistically, what he's already putting up, which is the biggest part of fantasy, whether that's goals, assists, and all those sort of things. If I had to say the most valuable player in terms of bang for your buck, I would definitely say Lamine Yamal based on that 81 rating. So I think
Okay.
he'd be a great pick.
Do you guys want to do a quick pick? Just go around.
Like a draft?
These don't necessarily have to be the players that we pick for our team, but
Yeah.
I don't know who wants to start. We could just kind of go quick.
Like
fire.
if I could pick one player?
We can do top four
Top four?
players that we'd want to pick, and you have the list of the players. There,
Yeah,
so-
no, I'm seeing it right now.
Can I pick a player that's not on the list?
yeah, absolutely.
If I could pick one to start,
Yeah.
I'm taking Vinny for sure.
I'll probably go Lewandowski
For
That's a
number
good
one,
one. for my number one. Yeah,
I'm picking Jude Bellingham. Are y'all drunk?
That'd be my two.
who would you go?
Next one, Lamine for sure.
It's a good pick. I like Rodrigo, to be honest.
This guy stay fit. It's my
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
We gotta stay fit.
I need a 9 in my squad. You took level already?
He did.
Yeah,
Nobody's taking Mbappe?
I don't know why he's not on the list. That's why I
I'll
didn't
take
pick him too.
Mbappe.
Is he usable?
I forgot to put him on the list. I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'll take Mbappe at the 9.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. How do keepers get points versus like strikers? and
sheets.
whatnot? Clean sheets.
Keeper's a good pick.
I like
You need to-
Madrid's
Probably
defense
saves
right
and
now.
stuff.
I'll go with Courtois. Madrid's been really good defensively.
I'll follow you on that keeper thing. I think I'll pick Oblak.
I'm taking Conor Gallagher.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
In midfield, he's getting hella tackles.
Yeah.
Completed dribbles, completed passes.
In terms of value play, I'm gonna give another value pick like I did with Lamine. I'll do Alex Baena on Villarreal. I think
a
he's
good
really
value
good
pick.
for you. Probably I don't even think he's on that list right now in terms of that top amount of players. He might be, but he's been balling out, and I think that's somebody that when you don't have too much left to spend, you could get.
I'll follow you kind of on that. Defenders generally don't go for the highest amount in fantasy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might go for a Rudiger. Not necessarily one of the least known defenders, but definitely a defender that is solid and one of my top picks for sure.
He's one of the best defenders in the world.
Yeah, but I'm saying defenders in terms of how they. get
Yeah, you
picked
don't think,
won't-
yeah.
like you'll pick strikers.
I was gonna
midfielders.
pick him for real.
Well, there you go.
Of course, that's the guy, Chelsea. Yeah.
Just for the vibes, like vibe check, I gotta put Jules Koundé in my team.
Yeah,
Hard.
good vibes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can't stop a goal from going in, but you know.
guys. So that's how kind of the fantasy might work. Those might not be our actual players, but make sure you check out the 5-a-side Fantasy League on the La Liga app. Tune in, pick your squad, and at the end of it, remember some crazy prizes will be in store for whoever wins the league at the end of the year. So check it out.
It's gonna be me. All right, so we did mention earlier about Man City faltering quite a bit in terms of the Premier League as well as the Champions League and getting knocked out of the EFL Cup. But we have another team that started off very well that's been faltering quite a bit, and that is FC Barcelona. So they've gone 3 matches in a row that have been winless. This had 2 losses as well as 1 draw. In the draw, they were up 2-0 with just about 10 or 15 minutes left and conceded twice to make that match 2-2. Because of that dropping of points, Real Madrid is actually slightly ahead in terms of the driver's seat in the title race, having played 1 match less. If they win their game in hand, they will be moving into first place. ahead of Barcelona in La Liga. But not only that, we have Atletico Madrid, who has really picked up steam after a little bit of a bumpy early start, and they sit just a couple points back of Barca, and then Madrid is 1 point in between the two of them. So we have 34 points for Barca, 33 for Real Madrid with a game in hand, and then 32 for Atletico. So I think we have a really good title race here in La Liga, which a lot of people thought maybe wasn't going to happen after El Clasico, but it's very, very close. One of the tightest in terms of top three in Europe.
My prediction is that Barcelona will not be able to remain up top. And I say that sitting here right now, based on the fact that Barcelona has lost 3 games. Generally, when you look at title races, it's about the teams that manage to lose the least amount of games possible, because a loss generally shakes your confidence and allows you to falter in the later stages. Because as a manager, it's harder to point to your team's unbeatability when you've lost as many games as you have. 3 games is a lot of losses to win a title race with Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid on the back of your necks like that.
Yep.
So I have a lot of confidence in those 2 Madrid teams to be able to overtake Barcelona based on the mental confidence in the fact that they've lost 2 less games than Barcelona, who is regardless ahead of them.
I think as well, it's the idea that Barca loves, sometimes when they don't win the league, you'll see them get these 7-0 huge wins, but then when it's that tight match and their defense isn't working, they can't get those goals.
Yeah,
so I think, and I think they've been conceding more than Real as well. So I think defensively they got some issues too. I'd go with Real for this, but it's tight. It's definitely tight, and it squeezed right there.
I don't think I ever thought I would say this in my life, but I'm actually rooting for Atletico.
Oh my
gosh. I think like they started off the season, I think a lot of people dismissed them, including myself.
Yeah.
But I think they've just pivoted tactically amazingly. Like all credit to Simeone, including just like all the players that they brought in. I'm always big up Conor Gallagher.
Good guy.
Like I told you at the beginning of the season, I predicted him to be the signing of La Liga for the season, because I think he just brings in like a certain amount of energy and just like tenacity into that midfield that a lot of like Spanish midfields that they're going up against probably like can't really handle in certain ways. And just to name some of their like most recent matches, Atletico beat Valladolid 5-0. Previously, before that, during the week, they beat Sparta Praha 6-0. And a couple weeks ago, they beat PSG 2-1. And I think even a couple weeks before that, they drew Real Madrid, even like
late goal. Yeah,
having gone down a man. And so, like, we're seeing as of the couple of weeks, like, they're just scoring hella goals. They're in form. They're learning how to just, like, attack as a team. So I'm excited to see where they finish. But I think they can make a push for that first place.
Yeah. No, it's really tight. Very exciting title race going on there. I think another really good one is obviously Serie A. We've talked about it a few times.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And you have had some drama this week at all with Serie A? Also, Fiorentina.
Yeah.
If you want to speak of that real quick.
It's not necessarily drama in the positive way,
Yeah,
but
of course.
a Fiorentina player, Eduardo Bove, it's still unclear exactly what happened to him, but he collapsed during the match.
And they suspended it. Yeah.
Inter players, Dumfries was the closest to him. Dumfries immediately recognizes that something is going wrong, runs towards him, calls for the medics. Then the Fiorentina bench runs towards him. And thank God for the medics. Thank God for the quick response of everyone who was on the field.
Yeah.
Because he was completely unconscious. They cart him off the field. They take him to the hospital. He spends the evening in the hospital. Last night, it was reported that he was doing better. But like there was an outpour of support and just clear like emotion. On the field, immediately, people broke down crying. After the match on social media, people like showed a ton of support for him because he's someone that has been through the Italian youth system, someone that's from like Italian soccer generally. So people know him well. He's doing okay now. He's in stable condition. He's breathing on his own, at least from the last that I've heard. So, yeah, I don't know how to just prayers to him, prayers to his family. And
it's scary.
Yeah, scary, but thankfully,
glad he's okay.
The medics were able to do their job. And I think that at the end of the day, like that's one of the things that we forget about football is that at the end of the day, there are people on that field that whose job it is to literally be contracted to make sure they run on the field if something goes wrong with you. And they don't get called on every game, but when they do get called on, they have to do what they do.
Yeah.
That is
like the Eriksson situation too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad in recent years these collapses have not turned to deaths, at least in the leagues and the national teams I've been watching. Because I remember, I think it was Dani Puerta. I think he was on Getafe at the time. He passed away in La Liga. There's another player in La Liga too. This is maybe mid-2000s, early 2010s. Recently, I've the ones that I've seen, people are always surviving. So I'm just hoping that if it ever is going to happen, that now we have a little bit faster response. They know a little bit more of what it is. And I just hope one day too they can find a way to find whatever this is as early as possible.
Yeah.
Which is crazy though, because they already get so many medical tests.
Yeah. I mean, that's
So I
that's
don't
the
even
thing.
know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
To flip to a lighter note, Kendrick, last week I did
Oh yes.
a test with Gabe to see what players.
None of these.
No, you might. So basically, Kendrick, as a Chelsea fan, Kendrick,
Big ass jug of water.
I'm going to ask you if these former Chelsea players are still actively playing football or if they have retired. And we're going to see how you do. As a Chelsea fan, right? As a Chelsea fan.
We don't get you next to Seb.
Yeah, please.
Self-proclaimed.
So, we'll begin with David Luiz.
Yeah, he's playing in Brazil.
He is still playing for Flamengo,
Yeah.
yes. Demba Ba.
Oof. I could see him in Asia.
He is actually the sporting director for Albion San Diego in the 3rd division of the U.S.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vibes.
wow.
Yeah. Juan Cuadrado.
Yeah. Wasn't he? He was recently in Syria.
Yes, still
yeah.
playing for Atalanta.
Yeah,
Played
yeah.
on Chelsea.
Yeah, he did.
When the hell was that?
Yeah, I
I
don't
forgot.
remember, but
My
it
fault.
was-
My fault.
Ramadel Falcao.
Oh, he's cooked. No. He's Is he in Colombia?
He is.
Yeah.
He is playing for Colombian 1st Division club Millonarios, doing really well.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about calling up to the national team.
Oh
So,
shoot.
yeah.
Good for him.
Juan Mata.
Oh, he's cooked. He's about to yeah.
He still plays in Australia for Sydney Wanderers in the A-League.
Oh,
And he
wow.
just got ownership in San Diego.
Yeah, he
right?
did. That's
yeah,
true.
I saw
I was
that.
gonna
Yeah.
say that, but I
Yeah.
didn't say that.
Loic Remy.
I don't even remember Bull. I'm not gonna lie.
He used to play on Marseille.
Yeah,
Yeah.
retired.
Okay, well, good for him.
Kennedy.
Kennedy,
Brazilian winger.
Yeah.
is he in Brazil?
No, he is still playing for Valladolid. And he has an insane tattoo. So it's insane.
What is it?
It's insane. Hold on. We'll take a second to pull up this
No,
tattoo.
you good.
Hey.
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh, now that I see his face, I remember Bull. I don't think he got much play like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah. Thoughts?
On the tat.
It's kind of hard.
It's kind of hard.
No, I appreciate when people go bald and then tattoo their hair and it
You
look
doing
like a haircut.
all types.
That's tough. As a footballer, if that was
Yeah.
a regular day, if you
It's
were
just such a
if
commitment.
you were a barista, I'd be like, that's a lot.
Damn, baristas can't get wavy.
Nah,
Not play with you.
it's a different kind of wavy,
I know,
like you know what I'm
actually.
saying?
It's just very bold.
Yeah, like it's a lot.
I just hope he doesn't regret it. If he's happy, I'm happy.
I
If you
hope so
like it,
too.
I love
I
it.
hope so too.
If you like it, I love it, bro. If you like it, I love it.
Pedro.
I feel like he's still playing.
He's still playing for
Yeah.
Lazio. First
Yeah.
division Serie A.
Oh, isn't he cooking right now?
Yeah, he's
yeah,
not-
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not done yet.
Victor Moses.
Yeah. He's
He's still
probably in
playing?
Russia.
He's playing for Luton Town in the EFL.
Big
What?
Niger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he went Saudi.
Bertrand Traore.
I think he's still playing.
Still playing for Ajax. And Begovic, the goalie.
Oh, I feel like I seen him somewhere recently. I think he's still.
Seb's playing face killing me.
He might have. I feel like I seen him doing an interview talking about getting replaced. So I want to say that he's retired.
He is still playing for Everton.
who? Oh wow!
Yeah,
Like he's
so-
starting for Everton.
Like from time to time. Everton's a strange club. So he's played a couple games. He's
Okay,
not
okay.
starting consistently.
Cool.
But yeah, it was good. You got, I think, most of them, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I want to give a quick shout out to Ashley Young
Oh, yeah.
and his son
Okay.
Tyler Young. So this is pretty crazy. In the FA Cup, so Ashley Young is 39 years old and plays for Everton. They just drew Peterborough in the next round of the FA Cup, which his 18-year-old son Tyler currently plays for and made his appearance and debut in senior football earlier this season. So we have an opportunity to see a father versus son matchup in what Men in Blazers are calling a reverse LeBron in terms of the matchup in the FA Cup. So
Yeah.
that's some dreams come true in a whole different way, playing against your son.
I
What
was
happens
gonna-
if you got to guard him?
I was gonna ask y'all, would y'all rather play against your son or play with your son on the same team?
Oh, with
Definitely
for
with.
sure.
Really?
But yeah, for sure.
Against my brother with my son.
Okay.
I like that.
An enable type bull.
Sure.
Nah, cause yeah, and the age gap has to be so large. They're always gonna be more athletic than you.
Yeah.
Most likely, LeBron might be the one instance
Yeah,
somehow,
LeBron is more athletic.
somehow might be more athletic than his son. But like he catches it on the wing and gets the if you run past your pops,
That's fire.
Yo.
though.
It's fire.
as
I
the
feel like
father,
as both, bro.
I guess you're proud. At that point, it's like that's
it's
my
like
son, man. I used to that's really cool. So big shout out to them, man.
Yeah.
Big shout out to them.
That's
Any
dope.
quick music fits?
Music. Quevedo dropped an album. It's really good. Fits all black. Cozy fit for a flight.
Type shit.
What are you wearing, man?
I'm wearing don't even remember. I wore it on the pod
That's
one other
crazy.
time.
I do
And
remember
shout it out.
wearing it.
Chris Faye, I know she helped
Outfit
design it.
repeater.
I think it's from Mayfair. I think Chris Faye collabed with the Mayfair group. It says, remember who you are on the front and then remember where you came from on the back. Very cozy. It is cold as hell in New York, bro. Winter has went like
Yeah,
that. So I was like,
smacked
let
us
me
in
just
the
get
cooch.
super comfortable. A little bit of green for it. You know, I'm feeling green, feeling like money. In terms of music, I got to give a big shout out to Ramon. She is an Eritrean Dutch artist who just dropped her debut album, Children of the Night, a phenomenal R&B project. So if you're a fan of maybe the likes of Georgia Smith, Naomi Sharon, Cleo Sol, I think you'll become a fan of hers. It's a very intricate album that has, amazing vocals, great production, but also aside from regular R&B music, she gets very personal, kind of talking about where she's from, the way she grew up, shouting out her community. She also collabed with a fellow Eritrean American artist, Mereba, on a song called Make Money, which was super cool. She's got like dancier tunes. She got like some late night vibes. She got a little bit of alternative in it. Also another 27-year-old Aquarius, so that's Big Twin, you heard. Yeah, man, so just beautiful album, amazing start to 27-year-old Aquarius, that's twin for real. Just an amazing album, so go check it out. All types of vibes on it, and probably my favorite R&B project of the year. One of them, that Isaiah Falls 2, she went crazy. So shout out Dutch R&B.
It's tough. My full fit is from Daily Paper. My hat is by my cousin. Well, it's like a balaclava. My cousin stitched it. Stitched by Sid. Check it out. Music wise, I've been listening to Zamman from DMV. He's just tough, like low-key, like SoundCloud internet type sound. And he has an album called 5ASIDE.
What's the fent stand for?
Fentanyl, for sure.
Nice.
It's tough though. I wouldn't recommend it if you have kids who are very like easily influenced. But if you just like music, check it out.
Check it out. You know what else you should check out? The 5ASIDE
That's
podcast.
a fact.
Episode 72. Peace.
Bye, guys. Love.
This is-